Now it's gonna be like a little bit different because I'm on my butt, but I still gonna look for the 201. And I feel like when you have the 201 and you're on your feet, I feel like you're not that exposed. But at the same time, when I have the 201 over here and I'm on my butt, I need to make sure I use this 201. When I say I need to use this 201, like the reason why I'm looking for the 201 is because I feel I can attack him from the 201, but at the same time, I feel I can defend. Every time he push my knee and try pass my guard, you know what I mean? I feel like I can just kind of redirect like his energy. I feel like a good reason to have a 2-on-1 control. I have a hands fight. I'm really working on the hands fight. But every time he comes forward, I mean, I can just kind of like move his energy, move his attack away from me. Like imagine someone bigger, stronger than you, and you feel like I cannot just fight the strength of this guy. I cannot just fight like who's more explosive this guy because this guy is bigger than me. So that would be like the moment that like I can use the 2-on-1 to kind of just push away from him. But beside the 2-on-1 protects you, beside the 2-on-1 kind of keeps you safe when someone moves forward, you can just kind of get him off. I feel like I still can attack him. But I'm very careful when someone has one leg up. Can you make more stance, Scott? When someone has one leg up. When someone has one leg up, I know he's not settled on his heels. I know he's just not sitting over here. When someone has one leg up, I know he's about to attempt something, and I'm being very careful with this. So if I know someone has like one leg up and he's about to do something, I need to do something first. So from this position, I'm really looking to get a hold of him. If he doesn't like to let me keep the 2-on-1, if he doesn't feel comfortable to me every time he comes forward, I move him out of the way. I know he's gonna pull his arm. And just like we did before, every time he pulls his arm, I'm not making that easy. I'm making very hard to start. He has to really push his arm. And then I go to the ankle pick, just like we did before. So all the setups that we have from your feet, I'm still using them from my butt. I'm not standing up on my feet, but I feel like I'm just kind of in a good stance over here. Like if I'm protecting my guard, I'm protecting my ankles, and I'm looking for like the 2-on-1. I cannot keep my head down because I don't want to hear like a snap, like a guillotine on me. But at the same time, like I'm fighting with him on my face. I'm not avoiding him. I'm here close distance because I want to attack him. So starting from your butt, look for the 2-on-1. I'm getting a hold of the 2-on-1, and as soon that he pulls, I'm making really hard. As soon that he pulls, I'm trying the ankle pick. I feel people are gonna choose in between. I can pass someone's guard from my feet. I can pass someone's guard from one leg stand, or I can pass someone's guard from my knees and be more slow. When you're on your knees, you're definitely more slow. You definitely have like a more base. You're more set on the ground, but at the same time, you're not fast. If you're on your feet, your legs more exposed. If you're on your feet, every time you step forward, someone can tangle their leg. But I feel like halfway would be someone like I'm not stepping forward. I'm not sitting on my heels. I'm keeping one leg forward, and I'm about to move forward without has to like step forward to your guard. So I'm being very careful when someone pick one leg up. But then when he pick one leg up, I know he's about to attack. I know he can come forward. But then I'm get the 2-on-1 on him, and little bit different than on my feet. I can bring him a little bit closer to me and make him have to pull. And when he pulls really hard, I'm just connecting like can straight side start. Even the other way, when he pulls really hard, I'm just connect like the same 2-on-1, the same ankle pick, pulling and pushing his knee on the outside. One more time, start. Same way. And either one. So go there and pulling, just ankle pick. And once I ankle pick him, I make sure I hold his ankle because if his leg start kind of like that, start kind of push me away, I'll make sure like I close the distance so I can score the points before he has a chance to like disconnect from me and don't let me make the points of the sweep. Going back to the guard with the 2-on-1, but this time like I already pulled him down. He's not on his feet anymore. He kept one leg up, and I'm still really like blocking his hand so he doesn't get a hold of my feet, and so I can get a hold of his hands before he does anything else like that. So I'm looking for his hand, go for the 2-on-1. Remember what I mentioned, like if someone like has a 2-on-1 on his arm, it's very common that he's gonna push your shoulder and they can tap over there on your feet. But from this place over here, I feel like a lot of people is gonna push their head so they can pull their hand out. And obviously, if the person has the other leg up, I can just push and maybe go to the leg and street stand stuff. Maybe I can go there and just go to this leg. But I feel like because I have this when he goes across, maybe his leg is gonna go in the front. And instead of let go the 2-on-1, when he push him, I'm gonna use this hand as like a leverage to just kind of take his hand out of my hand. So when he push, I take his hand and I'll go to the leg. I can even let go of the 2-on because now I don't need the 2-on because I made to his leg. I get a hold of his leg. One more time, start. So hands fight, I get a 2-on, we push, and I open up. As I'm pushing, I'm crossing his arm and getting a hold just from his leg. With his legs in, I have my shin on front of his shin. And then I'm going to lift, expose this whole side over here, and get a good hold of his leg like under my armpit. Now I'm going to take the time, squeeze in, and switch up with my hand underneath. Switch up. This hand over here is not easy to push my knees because I'm holding. So I'm switch up. Now the bottom leg is going to go a little bit lower because now before I was lifting. Now I'm going to push. I'm going to push the bottom leg. At the same time that I push with my bottom leg, my top leg is going to kick in his upper body weight. And then at one movement, I'll come up. I cannot let go. I cannot put my hand on the floor to come up. I have to try to come up on my feet without let go of this whole control. Control this arm can be dangerous, but can be very useful. When I say danger, I cannot hold this arm and he pulls me. And pulls me to like a trend. So when I'm come up, I can push, but I can immediately let go and switch for his ankle, switch for his knee, and feel like I have a better defense right now. Let's switch sides. I'm on my butt, work my butterfly guard, go to the 2-on-1. As soon as he pushes my head and I know he's gonna try to pull his elbow, I push, I let go his elbow, and I scoop forward so I can get a hold of his leg with my shin on front. I will lift, open up all the side, get a real hold of his leg over here, switch up with my underhook on the bottom, and now I'm about to I'm almost pulling and kick at the same time. We're gonna stand up this time now, guys, because in case the person has a very good balance, he has his hands on the floor, maybe he can even stand up. So when I kick, maybe he stand up. Turn around. One more time, guys. I cannot give this on me because he can fly triangle me easy if you want. So one more time, I keep my elbow tucked in, and obviously I can ankle pick the other side. Depend on the person's flexibility. Once you stand up with his leg on top of your shoulder, I don't think he's gonna be able to hop in one foot for too long. He's probably gonna just fall. But you have to be ready to hands fight, push, connect, get a hold, and come up at the same time and protect over there. Going back to the 2-on, obviously now from my guard. Remember when I said that I'm always conscious if the person has one leg up. I feel like they still open over there, but at the same time they open obviously come with a good attack too. Because I feel like I want to attack. When I want to attack, I pick one leg up. I always put one leg up. You know? If I'm like slow and more careful, I keep my both knees down. But when someone put one leg up, I'm always like a concern because I know I need to attack him, but I know I need to be careful. So I defend myself. I defend myself if I need to. But one more time, I'm looking for the trauma. What I'm looking for is like for this side of the trauma. I only have one side of the trauma. This is one of the moves that I only do one side. But I must have attack for both sides. And remember, before he has the other leg up, and with the other leg up, if he push my head, I can go there and get to this leg. But now with the same, with the opposite leg up, instead of like I go to the same side, I'm gonna go on the opposite side. I don't have to wait till he push my head. From this position, guys, I'm gonna try to hold this arm as much as you can, and I'm gonna scoop forward. Once I scoop forward, I'm gonna try to lift. And when I lift, I pull his arm out. And probably this is just gonna make him fall like a control. I don't wanna keep this 2-on-1. Once he fall, I'm gonna let go this 2-on-1. And I'm gonna hurt from the top. Because the 2-on-1 wouldn't be like the best move to keep like a stabilize a top position. I feel like the 2-on-1 is not what I'm looking for, but then the hook is. So, sweet side squat. So hands over here. Finally got the 2-on-1. I'm lifted up. I have one leg on the ground and the other leg like going up. Before he pulled his arm, I'm pulling his arm and making him fall. Before he starts to turn, before he starts to twist, I'm trying to on the hook on the other side. This is when he has like one leg up. If the person is a little bit heavy, if the person is a little bit heavy, you can always like lift with both legs. But I will still let go the 2-on-1 and I will get down the hook on the other side. One more time, so. Side. Hands fight. Underhook. Even I have this underhook, I don't have to let go the other arm before I connect my hands, because that will be like the best control we can have in no-gi. I mentioned like every grip is about to break in no-gi, but once you get this and you have a half guard, that grip will gonna last long. The same thing with like a seat belt, and obviously when you have a submission in someone like a north-south choke or rear neck choke, those are the grips like we know they don't come out that easy. But that doesn't matter if it's gi or no gi, you're probably gonna be able to like make that last long. Going back to the 2-on-1, but I believe like you must have the control, and not just the control from the 2-on-1, but to the 2-on-1 last to the 2-on-1 be useful, we need to have the control from your legs too. So going back there, imagine like I was able to get over here, and this is a very easy move when you scoop and the person just fall. If he just fall, obviously that'll be like too easy. If I lift both legs, just like we did before, if I lift both legs, that's even. But I believe like a lot of people on the high level, they're gonna have a good balance. They're gonna kind of like not give you that easy, and I need to expect that. I need to like I need to know like when I move over here, he start opening up that leg, and with this leg open, and we still with the 2-on-1, my bottom leg has to come up and kick at the same time. And I don't think he was standing up from the beginning. I don't think you lift and the person standing up. But when you are about to sweep him, when the person is about to fall, his leg comes up. And when his leg comes up, you can make all the work and give up in the ending and let go in the end, or you can stretch the move a little bit more. And what I'm talking about is like I come like this, then he can fall. When he's about to fall and he's not falling, I go over that. I don't want to go below his knee because I can tap this for falling on his knees, and he's still falling on his knee. So when I'm doing this, I have to tap above his knee, because now there's no more like a bending. He's not gonna be able to bend and fall on his knee. When I push above his knee, I feel like that will gonna decide fact that was gonna make him fall. So it's not just like a butterfly sweep, It's not the 2-on-1, but we have to be ready to stretch the move and make the move last long, so your opponent has to give up. One more time, let's go. Hands fight. He goes, he falls, his bounce. Sometimes his weight is gonna be falling on top of you. Put more weight on me, Scott. Then his weight's gonna be on top of you, and then you have to go over there and just kick. The good thing, if he lasts that long to fall, when he fall, usually you fall on top of him, because you're able to just guide him all the way to the ground. Once you fall on top of him, you most likely have a mount, or you can even look for like a underhook and head control, and you still fight for the mount, or just like a go to the guard pass. Let's switch side one more time, or go to the guard pass. Hands fight, he has the opposite leg up. I pick it up, he bounce, I kick. I'm most like on the mount. I still have the underhook. I don't have to pass this way. I can always pass toward the other side. The good thing is once you get on top, you have a lot more options. You don't have to just establish top position. You can always choose, do I gonna pass the guard? Do I gonna go straight to the mount? Do I gonna stay here until he stops spasm? Some people, when they get swept, some people when you score them, they fight really hard. So sometimes before you make another move, you can just hold the person, wait till he kind of spend his last energy, and then when he calm down, that will be the best time to move to pass. But until then, make sure you score the point, make sure you do the points before you go to the pass, before you go to the mount or anything like that. Going back for the 2-on-1, but this time it's going to be a little bit different because I'm going to have to force the position a little bit more. And when I say force, guys, it's not that you cannot be technical. It's not that you not be technical. It's that your opponent never wants to give it to you. So you have to convince him, but sometimes you have to force because he's more protect. And when I say protect, when I mentioned before, he's not really attacking them much because now he has his both knees on the floor. But at the same time, if I make a mistake, I'm sure I'm gonna have to pay for. So I'd be very careful, but he's on his knees. So from his knees, when I say force, I'm gonna have to lift, I'm gonna have to pick him up, I'm gonna have to make him move. Because he's sitting on his heels, I was still gonna be looking for the 2-on-1, but once I get the 2-on-1, he's not open, he's not exposed, he's not moving forward. So I'm gonna be moving forward. With the 2-on-1, guys, I'm gonna scoop the most closest possible to my heel. I cannot pull my heel, obviously, I'm gonna stick my feet forward, and I'm gonna really drive him, pulling his weight on top of me, and lift him up, even with the 2-on-1. Stay happy, right? Really lift him up. And some people, when you lift them up, they start opening up, they start get back on his feet. Some people maybe they just stay tight at the same time. But what I'm gonna be looking for is to open up his leg and go to the X guard. So from this position, I got the 2-on-1. Even when he start pushing, even when I'm scooping forward. As I'm moving forward, I'm lifting him up and get his whole weight on top of me. And I'm opening him up. Turn around, Scott. The other way, like this. So I have this, I lift him up, this leg is gonna slide, and I'm gonna catch on top of my shoulder. Stay up, stay up. But now that he's open, he's probably gonna get back on his feet. He's gonna try to run away from the position, maybe he's gonna try to break out. So I have to really connect an X guard position. With the X guard, obviously, now we have a whole sequence of it. Now I have a whole sequence of moves to do on him. But what I want to do first is really get a hold of him. My head cannot be resting on the floor, especially on top of his foot. I have to keep my head up. I have to cup his knee the high as I can. And if I'm looking straight up, stop. And if I'm looking to get a hold, I cannot drop my hooks because he can easily palm his foot inside. So I'm gonna keep my hooks the high as I can, close, even to his groin. And then from this position, I can drop now and knock him. I stretch him and drop and kick at the same time. Every time we do X guard, guys, I want to get on top of both of his legs. I don't want to just kick and get on top because he's going to kick me back. So, yeah. So when I have the external position, as soon as I'm getting hold of it, I'm knocking. I give both legs to him, and I'm getting on top with his legs under my control. One more time, let's do the other side. So, I'm on a butterfly guard, I'm protecting my leg. I got the 2-on-1. If I'm gonna lift, I can even go with my hand underneath because I'm lifting. I can use this to lift instead of pulling. So my hand underneath, screw forward, and lift him up. Get his leg close to me. My bottom hooks just drop, and the top hooks just right on top. There's one knee behind him and one knee in front. The knee behind him is the ones on top, turn around, stop. And the knee that is on front of him, always underneath. And this just in case he drop his knees on the floor, I'm still have the X guard. If I do the other way around, once he drop his knee on the floor, I feel like my hook start to slip out, and I don't have a full control. I don't even have a full way to extend my legs. So I always believe if he drop his knee, as long as I have my bottom leg, the leg that is in front of him, underneath, I'm gonna be fine. But the most important over here is just to know the position. And then when I feel ready, I can just knock, both ankles, get on top without release his ankles. I want to get on top without let go his leg, because all he needs to get back on his feet and defend the sweep is get back on, pull his legs out. So I don't want to let him pull his leg out. I want to make sure I have a hold of his feet so his feet doesn't touch the ground anymore. Going back to the 2-on-1, and I'm really looking for the hand spike that I just mentioned before. And once I get the 2-on-1, he's still on his knees. He's not really open up that much. Maybe his hand is even going across to push me. I'm even get his hand out of my way. And as soon as I scoop forward, I need to lift. If he's moving forward, I can always pick his weight up. But because he's not moving forward, I need to really get underneath. And if I stop over here, now I need to lift, I'm gonna feel a lot of weight. But I'm do really use my momentum. So when I'm scooping forward, I'm really picking him up. But this time, I'm gonna be doing different because I have the 2-on-1. So I'm gonna take advantage of the 2-on-1 and I'm gonna do the move that I prefer. If I prefer one, I can do that one. If I prefer another, I can do another one. But this time, I turn around, start. With the same 2-on-1, I lift him up. One leg X, stay up, slide. With the one leg X, guys, I cannot be resting, not just my head, but not my hip. So my head stay up and my hips stay higher. And I try to lock his knee with my legs the high as I can. I cannot be below his knee. I have to be above his knee and really squeezing his knees together. And from this position, I can just kind of don't force, but I can just knock that back once, or I can do 1 and 2, and then try making 4. So I can go 1, 2, and then 3, and try get on top. And I'm always looking for both legs to control so he doesn't get back on his feet. One more time. I'll do this way. Hands fight. I get the 2-on-1. I have my grip on the bar to help to even lift him more. I scoop forward, slide, go back, underneath. When I lift, I already let his leg slide on top of my chin before he drop his knees, because he can still drop his knees and try to get heavy and get more control. Before he drop his knees, I get my foot on his hip and I push, and one leg X right there. My head cannot be resting on the floor. From this angle, turn a little bit, stop, yes, right there, right there. From this angle, you guys can see, I cannot be resting my back or my butt on the floor. So I have to be higher over here. And 1, come back to my side. And 1, 2, and 3. And we get on top from there. I can really get a hold of his legs so he doesn't get back on his feet. So he doesn't stop me to stabilize the top position.